visuals and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to whatever the fuck that was, Pokemon Thursday. The week where we talk about how fucking hot it is. It's cold outside, but I've got slipper socks on. I've got some Maverick merch with a bit of, what the fuck is that? It's either snot or piss. It can only be snot or piss. And we just talk about how sweaty I can get instead of Pokemon. Lick thy bum! What? Stupid dog. Yeah, we talk about all that weird shit. What the fuck are you doing? Somebody broke you. What the f- He's fucking worming over. What the fuck? Why are you worming across the bed like some possessed bitch? Fuck off. Get round here. That was some freaky shit, Optimus, okay? For a split sec, it actually felt like some Exorcist stuff. I was talking to you. I don't want to have to experience anything. That was quite cool. He just chucked the ball out. Did I get it on camera? I got like the motion of the thing. I didn't actually get it on camera. Fuck it, he just chucked it down. He went, whoop. It was quite cool. It's like you actually are playing football. It is quite cool because he runs around with one ball in his goal, but he has another that he's controlling. And it's like, oh, I'm a little football. But then he does weird shit where he has to chew stuff on top of stuff. And he's doing it on my desk chair now on top of the... Why the fuck do you... It's Pokemon Thursday. It's the reason why we don't get far on YouTube, mate. Because people come on, they want, I want some excellent Pokemon content. I want M&J TV. I want Birdkeeper Toby. Then they come to this fat bellend with this awful production talking about his dog's ball control. And that's got nothing to do with his testicles. It's to do with actual ball control. It's Pokemon Thursday. We're going to talk about my least memorable Pokemon from every generation. This was 9 Pokemon that I forget from every gen. But yes, visuals, we actually are here to talk about that, as the thumbnail and the title gives it away. I feel like this is a video I've done not long ago, like I said not long ago, a few years back. I really do feel like I've done it, but I can't find it as per usual because, again, massive fucking idiot. Why does it look like my forehead's extra big today? Fuck knows. I've seen a lot lately on, like, you know, little videos that come on your Instagram and your Facebook and whatnot of like a load of different people I've never seen before doing cool categories like the most unique Pokemon from every generation, the most forgettable, the most iconic and all that kind of stuff. And I thought that's kind of cool. And to me, the idea of unrememberable, at the least, you know, the forgettable Pokemon every generation always stands out a bit more because I don't think you can forget about any Pokemon. But like if somebody says, hey Dan, give me the Hoenn-Dex, and I named off a load of Pokemon, these are Pokemon that you'd be like, oh shit, yeah, of course, and them as well. But like you remember them, but you're just like, oh yeah, I remember you, but whatever, for whatever reason, because it's not necessarily Pokemon I have anything against or that I don't like or anything. I just sometimes forget that they exist. There's a number of things for that. Lack of involvement in the anime, maybe not main Pokemon in the games in terms of powerfulness or in terms of power, or design wise might not be up there for very much, or the typings, I don't know, because most of the typings in here are just not like, the typings doesn't make sense. Multiple different reasons. There's a multiple, turned into a Super Mario video. But visuals, are we ready to sit back or relax in it, because it's 9 for 9 generations. Take a look at my least rememberable Pokemon, or my most forgettable Pokemon for every generation. That's the better way of saying it. And please let me know in the comments below if you agree with this and who your most forgettable Pokemon is for every generation. Another one as well is remembering which Pokemon are from which gen. I, to this day, will always forget that Skarmory's Gen 2. I always associate it with Gen 3, and I have no idea why. In my head, it's just Gen 3, but it's not. But please, I want to know your thoughts and whatnot in the comments below. But let's start off. Let's start off from Paldea all the way to Kanto. Kicking things off, it's a bit unfair saying the Paldean Pokemon really, because it's still a new dex. We've still got, you know, a lot to learn about this Pokemon and see them in different forms and anime related stuff, and, you know, more future game related. You know, we got to get a bit more life out of them. But I want to do every generation, and I'm going to say mine is Fido. Now, even though Fido's quite a unique Pokemon in terms of design and whatnot, and it's just pure fairy typing, I think it's still very forgettable for me because of its unique design. I'm not really bothered about a dog line of Pokemon that are based on, like, you know, bakery shit. So it's always just, if, you know, when I think Paldea, or I'm going around the Paldea region and whatnot, you know, I'm looking at the Pokemon that truly stands out. The the Dondozos of the world, or taking a look how ugly my Skelleridge is, but, you know, I quite enjoy Skelleridge, but he's still ugly as fuck. Looking at that kind of stuff, and then when I see the dog that's buns and shit, I'm like, oh, okay. And we move on. So yeah, Fido, sorry, you're my least memorable Pokemon from that gen. Stop, it's quite another weird one. It's Silicobra, because Sandaconda usually sticks in my head because we have him in his big boy mental tornado form. He's quite a cool Pokemon. He has quite a lot of cool full art cards in the Sword and Shield TCG stuff. But yet, Silicobra, I always think it's because I recently replayed through Pokemon Sword, just for something to do. And you know the bit where you meet up, you leave Thingy Town, you go across a bridge, and there's a Silicobra there, and Team Yellow and whatnot. Then I looked at it and I went, oh shit, yeah, you're a Pokemon, aren't you? I completely forgot all about you. And then I'm like, when I was doing this list, I was like, I need to add Silicobra. He's definitely my least favourite, sorry, not least favourite, but least memorable Pokemon from the Galar region. And again, a Pokemon I don't mind. I like Silicobra. I really like Sandaconda. But yeah, I completely forgot he was a thing. This one's out of a bit of hatred, but it's Bruxish. I try to, and until it pops up again in games and whatnot, I always try and forget that Bruxish is a thing, is a Pokemon, because it's not very nice to look at. I appreciate how fucked up they wanted to try and make it right in your face and over the top. Look at me, I'm a Bruxish. But I think it's an absolute violation to my eyes, and I shouldn't have to witness it ever again. So I quite often erase it from my memory. I've never used one of the team. I've never, ever will use one of the team. I just think the design is too much and it's too awful. So yeah, when I go back and I think fond stuff of Sun and Moon, I never ever include Bruxish because I've tried to delete it. So Bruxish is definitely my least memorable Pokemon from that generation. Spurt. Are we on to that one as well? Yeah, Esper. It's just a cat. I remember the shit you did post-game in X and Y, going around Luminos City? Thingy City. Yeah, Luminos. Anyway, and you had all the weird detective shit and whatnot, and there was a Meowstic involved in that, was there not, if I remember correctly? It's been a while since I've done X and Y, maybe I have to do it again. But Esper was just a generic cat. Now, we've had some cool cats over the time of playing Pokemon. I think the ultimate cat for me probably would be like the Meowth-related stuff, because it's like the OG cat and whatnot. And they had a little bit more going, like, for example, Meowth with his coin and stuff like that. Yes, Meowth got a bit of helping because we saw it pretty much every episode of the anime and stuff. But Esper just seems like a basic bitch cat. I remember Meowstic, the variations and the different looks and whatnot. We had the gym battle with, I'm forgetting everybody's names here. The battle that Ash had in the Kalos region with what's her name, and with the big crazy pinky, sorry, not pinky, purpley blue, whatever hair, and the pink dress. What the fuck was her name? But I always forget Esper. Even its face, when I went back and look at it, it's very forgettable, and again, a Pokemon I've never used and probably never will use. From Gen 5. I don't like these Pokemon. The design's weird. The idea is decent, the whole dream things. But Jesus Christ, it's very basic yet again. And for me, it's so forgettable. Once again, another Pokemon I have never used and probably never will use. I can't even remember the last time. Right, this is how forgettable it is. There might have been a Munna or the Munna line inside of the newest, one of the newest TCG sets, and I may have pulled it and whatnot, but I cannot for the life of me recall the last actual time I saw it in card form, Do you know what? This is how forgetful Munna is for me. I can't remember the last decks it was in. I can't remember if it was in Sword and Shield. I can't remember if we saw any. I don't think we've got any of the Paldea region. If we have, I've completed the decks, I've caught it, but I can't fucking remember. Because it's so basic and just pointless and crap for me. Sorry if you're massive fans of Munna, by the way. I'm not saying, if it's your favourite Pokemon, awesome, grab it and run to the hills with it. But yeah, it's just so basic and crap and forgettable for me. I have no idea the last time I interacted with Munna. Finian. Now, this is a prime example of a Pokemon that I have nothing against design-wise. The whole line into Luminian or whatever is absolutely bang on. And it's a fine water-type fish. But Jesus fucking Christ, if you were to ask me to name like just fish or... Because I knew there was going to be another fish in this list, right? And as I was going through, looking through the decks, going, oh, fuck yeah. I stumbled across Finian and I was like, shit. When was the last time? The last real time I remember having any interaction with a Finian or seeing stuff like that was I remember a certain point in Legends Arceus, to the point where I can't remember exactly what happened. I just know that I saw some. Either they were swimming about us, or, you know, when you're doing the Manaphy things, there's some Luminian and Finian and whatnot there. See, I can't even remember 100% sure if I'm right there. Because I'm like, no, maybe it was like no, I'm sure it was... I can't even remember. It's such just a basic, it's just a fish. Like, Magikarp is just a fish, but because it's got the whole, it's super duper weak, but then goes into Gyarados Expert. Feebas, just a fish, but then it's super duper weak, and it goes into Feebas. Goes into Melodic. There's more going on there. Finian's just, alright, cool, you're just a fish. It looks like it could be a real fish that you just see in the ocean. Like, if they turned that into a real-life image and just show me a picture of, like, oh, look at these fish under the sea, I would say, oh, yeah, they look like, you know, tuna from the Southwest Pacific or some shit. I don't know. I could see it's just normal, generic, everyday, normal fish. Sorry, Finian. Chimecho. What the fuck me? It didn't help this, because when Chimecho was released, Chingling come out the generation after, didn't it? Which is the pre-evolution. But Chimecho's just another Pokemon. Like, again, I feel like we saw it in Arceus. Like, there was some kind of interaction in Arceus with, maybe there was one floating around the village or some shit. But it's a Pokemon that's just so bland and just kind of just there. Again, this is how much I can't remember. This could just be down to my lack of bad knowledge or my lack of a bad memory. I can't remember the last time there was anything major to do with Chimecho. Any major event or storyline or mission or quest or episode. Again, I can't remember the last time there was a TCG card. Have we had an EX or a V or a V Max or a Full Art or anything of one recently or lately? No, I don't think so. The word, like saying Chimecho, the amount of times I haven't said it for such a long time, I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing it right. And it's, at this point, a fairly old Pokemon. So yeah, Chimecho. This one's a little bit unfair, but it's Murkrow. Now, the reason why I'm saying it's unfair, Generation 1 and Generation 2, maybe Generation 3, but more Generation 1 and Generation 2 are so legendary and OG at this point, and Gold, Silver, Crystal, Red, Blue, Yellow, all that shenanigans are games I've played, and I think most Pokemon fans will have played over and over, and every Pokemon in every area and every trainer and every gym leader and everything is so in tuned into your brain. It's hard to choose a Pokemon from Gen 1 and Gen 2. But unfortunately, I think if I had to hazard a guess, if I was to name off every Gen 2 Pokemon, I'm going to sit here and be like, the starters, obviously, Ho-Oh-Lugia, the legendary beasts, I'm going to come up with Heracross, Pineco, Ursaring, Espeon. I'm going to come up with you these sort of Pokemon, Politoed. I'm going to come up with all that kind of stuff. And it's probably going to take a while for me to come to Murkrow. You know, Hoothoot, Spinarak. And then I'll get to the end of this, go, I'm missing one more. Oh, shit, yeah, Murkrow. And I think it's just because Murkrow as a Pokemon isn't overly interesting to me. So therefore, I've never had... I don't mind it. It's cool. It's a dark type, and the design behind it's cool. The evolution's awesome. But still, to this day, I look at it and think, yeah, it's just a crow. But I do remember points in the anime. I do remember seeing certain bits of the game. I even remember seeing that, I don't know if it's the last one, but I know there's a TCG card we recently pulled where there's a few in the shot and one sort of looking down at the camera. I can remember stuff about it, but it's just probably my least memorable from Gen 2. So I feel a little bit harsh on it, but I've got to pick somebody. Finally, kind of like Murkrow, well, different in terms of the Pokemon that it is, but the reasons why, and it's Seeking. Goldeen, I will always, because, you know, Goldeen, it had that weird cry, and every now and then, I don't know if there's something wrong with me, I don't know if I've got some sort of mental thing going up here. Randomly, I will wander around the house doing stuff, or on my way to work, and I'll say, like, the biggest one, I'll go, trio, diglett dig, or I'll say, Scyther, or Sodawoodo, I'll say random Pokemon, Bulbasaur, I'll just sit and say it, I'll be chilling in bed watching film, and I go, Bulbasaur. And every now and then I'll give her Goldeen. So Goldeen will always stick with us. But Seeking is definitely, it's not a basic bitch by any means. It looks cool. It's got the little horn. The OG TCG card I was always enamored with. Like, oh, this is a pretty cool looking card. It wasn't a holo or anything, but it just encaptured the sea life and the world of Pokemon under the ocean and whatnot. And all that carry on. But yeah, I'm going through. I'm never going to forget the back end of the Gen 1 Pokedex, the Snorlaxes, the Fossil Boysies, the Dragonites, you know, the birds and whatnot. I'm never going to forget the front end with the starters, the Pidgeots, the Rattatas, the Spearows, the Sandshrews, the Pikachus and whatnot. Then we get to the middly section with your Gravelers, your Machokes, your Hitmonlees, your Hitmonchans and stuff. Your Seals, your Dugons. There's so many, Snorlax back end. There's so many Pokemon that from Gen 1 that are just so literally infused in my brain. Even Pokemon I don't like Mr. Mime and Jinx. And then I come along and be like, yeah, what? Oh shit, yeah, Seeking. Oh yeah, Seeking's a Pokemon, isn't it? Yeah, fuck. I think Seeking is just the fairest pick I can choose from Gen 1. Even though I do obviously remember it. Gen 1 and Gen 2 are definitely Pokedexes where I would put money, I could sit there and I could, maybe not in order, but I will name you every single Pokemon from them without going, shit, who have I missed? Because you know when it's something easy to you, like somebody asks you a question, you know the answer, you're like, oh shit, I'm on the spot here. And when you're on the spot, you sort of lose everything, like, and then they tell you the answer, you're like, how the fuck didn't I know this? But if somebody did that to me, I think I'd just sit and write them off. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a Seeking sort of Pokemon that actually does trip us up, whereas name it all when they go, you're missing one, I'm like, who am I missing? I've said Jolteon, I've said Vaporeon, I've said Flareon, I've said Farfetch, Dodrio, Dugtrio, Diglett. I've said who? They go, oh, Seeking. Oh, fuck. I could see it being Seeking that I would trip up on. So it's Seeking. We have the visuals of my most forgettable Pokemon for every single generation. Sorry if I've put one of your favourites in that list, but please let me know yours in the comments below. And if you do want to carry on with this stolen ideas of stolen video ideas that I've seen online, what should we do next? Just let us know in the comments below, because if not, I'll just come up with something else weird and wonderful and whatnot. But we can do favourite. Another cool idea is building a team using one Pokemon for every generation. Yes, I know that'll mean having a team of 9. But it'd be quite fun, because I've definitely done one of the videos before, but I think we're only maybe at like Sun and Moon sort of era then. That'd be quite cool. Or we could do the most unique or the most iconic or whatever. Let me know in the comments below. We'll see if anybody actually comments and we go any further. But please let me know your most forgettable Pokemon from every generation. From that visuals, that is Pokemon Thursday done for another week. Come back next week when we'll have, oh shit. I would have already had the next video planned if you comment. If you do comment, it will be a few weeks' time, but just still comment. But come back, we'll come back every day, but come back next week if you just want Pokemon goodness, because we'll be back next week with some more Pokemon goodness. Not as well done and well cool as Birdkeeper Toby and stuff, but it's Pokemon videos. Visuals, thank you so much for watching. Remember, what the fuck? Remember us, keep being you and keep on keeping on.